want to take up prime ministership herself, was a very unusual and difficult model to navigate. Because the mandate was for her. She transferred that mandate to him. So implicit in that mandate and that coalition was the need for power sharing. And that power sharing they undertook by saying that the party, that is Sonia Gandhi, Ahmed Patel, they would deal with the politics of the situation, who's to go where, etc., etc. And Dr. Singh would deal with the governance and the administration part of it. Now, you cannot have a prime minister not involved in politics. So yes, this was a sense that he did not get his due as the Prime Minister of India, and that he also, Barkha, despite the constraints of that model, he could have pushed much more. He could have pushed the envelope much more, but it was in his personality not to do so. And that is probably why he lasted for 10 long years. Nobody, I don't think anybody else, I don't think Pranab Mukherjee could have lasted. I don't think anybody else could have lasted. He was the only one who could last, working with Sonia Gandhi and the multiple pressures of the regional parties. So, it's like they say, when the storm comes, a blade of grass bends and survives. A tree that's standing erect can crash. So was it that? So it was also the persona of Dr. Manmohan Singh that made that coalition possible. But yes, he was not given his due as Prime Minister by the Congress Party. He could have been given much more. And when he asserted on the Indo-US nuclear deal, where he really held firm, Sonia Gandhi had to relent. He lined up an alternative support base in the Samajwadi Party, which was initially against the nuclear deal. He roped in Amar Singh, and all that was done. That operation was conducted by Dr. Manmohan Singh. It wasn't conducted by Congress. That came into the picture later. And somewhere that deal is about clean nuclear energy, about ending nuclear apartheid, about a new strategic relationship with the United States. But it was, I think, also a little bit about Manmohan Singh asserting that I am my own man.
So I have 2-3 questions there, and then I want Dilip and Nalini to respond. You say the Congress did not give him his due as Prime Minister. Other than the ordinance controversy, is there another example? I mean, the ordinance is a very well documented when Rahul Gandhi tears up a law passed by the Manmohan Singh government. His own mother has been part of the meeting. This is, of course, an ordinance that basically gives a new lease of political life to Lalu Yadav. Much water has flown under the Ganga since then. You say that Manmohan Singh told you Rahul Gandhi apologized. Is there another example you would give of the Congress not giving him his due?
I think it was in the optics of the situation also. For instance, he contested the Lok Sabha elections in 1999, and he lost. He lost because of sabotage from within the Congress. When you travel during elections, Dr. Manmohan Singh's meetings did not have the kind of backing and mobilization. You could see, hundreds of chairs lying there, and people were not mobilized to come and attend it. So those kind of optics of the situation. But as I say, he navigated it with great grace. And when I say, you see, when I said, to you that he the way he responded to the title of my chapter on him, an underrated prime minister who triumphed, because this was something that really probably rankled with him. And very often, he threatened to resign. And Sonia Gandhi would immediately rush to him to persuade him not to do that, because he was the best bet for her and she for him. And the fact that he, the record, impressive growth figures in his first term as prime minister went side by side with the rights-based approach of the laws that they enacted: right to information, right to work, right to education, right to food, all that. That was a safety net that they built. No, I think when I saw him, I was quite struck. He sat in that chair. He was all there. He spoke very, very softly. You had to, strain to make out what he was saying. I wouldn't say he was bitter when I said to him, why don't you now give a full interview about how you've seen things? Look at your past, the good and the bad. Speak for the future, for the Congress party, for the BJP. And he did not want to say anything negative about the Congress party, which could create a controversy or, which would have a negative fallout for his own party. So, till the end, he did not want to do that, even though it would have got eyeballs and,
Yeah.
headlines and that kind of thing. And I think, just responding to what Nalini has said, I think, like with Ambedkar, you can't compare people, who's become more and more of an icon after his death with every year that passes. It's possible that Dr. Manmohan Singh may become more iconic after his death than he was during his life.